What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the Small Biz Report, where we talk about what's trending in the world of business news, the stock market, and more. Please do me a huge favor, give this video a thumbs up, hashtag small biz with your comments below. And don't forget to join us at trysmallbiz.com, where you can advertise your company for free, or for just $1 a day, you can hire yours truly, and I will promote you to over 100,000 people on social media. That's trysmallbiz.com. Make sure and get signed up today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 2, where we do talk about the hottest trending news of the day, and this one's going to be different than yesterday. You might notice for the second time, I have a thumbnail on my YouTube video. You haven't seen those for over a year, so I'm starting to get fancy again as we attract a whole new audience, but I want to remind everyone of some housekeeping before we dive right into the news and end on a very positive note, including the promotion of a premium member in today's video. You might notice over on Twitter at TrySmallBiz, the E-word justice war continues. And you will see me every single day for the rest of the year pound away on those 5 things that we need to have for small business owners. 1, hey, shout out to our buddy Speak and See, we want our 10K. 2, as I said this afternoon, 5-year loan deferment or idle forgiveness. We're probably going to get the deferment first. There's already conversations of extending it another 30 months for a total of 5 years. If we don't get that, or if we do, forgiveness is probably coming in 2023 or 4, because there'd be no incentive for the federal government to forgive the loans if they're extending the payments out. But number 3, we want no accrual of interest with that 5-year loan deferment extension. The restaurants, 177,000 strong, including about 20,000 small businesses in the transportation, little leagues, gymnasiums that desperately need help, that got voted down in the Senate a few weeks ago. And yes, we still have about 5,000 legitimate small business owners, a few hundred that are probably watching me right now, that got shut out of the SBA portal when it closed down on Monday, May the 16th. We are on Twitter. We are never leaving Twitter. Our audience is there. They're not on LinkedIn. They're not on Facebook. They're not combing the comments with all the fakes, the frauds, the hackers from Instagram. They're over on Twitter. So follow me there at TrySmallBiz. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my job to educate and entertain you so that you can know what the heck is going on in this world in 10 minutes or less. The World Bank just slashed global forecast for GDP to 2.9% and said, uh-oh, watch out. We might be headed to a 1970 style stagflation. And if you remember the long gas lines, I was 8 or 9 years old at the time. It was ridiculous. We had sky-high interest rates. Mortgage rates were 18% back when my parents bought a house in the early 1970s. And we had next to no growth or even a recession. That is certainly possible around the world, including right here in the United States. In fact, you just saw Target, TGT, down about 40% in the last 3 months, warn that, hey, we've got a major squeeze on margins because inflation's going through the roof. So they're giving away stuff like crazy. If you haven't been to Target in a bit, ladies, especially those that love to shop there, you might want to go. They're literally giving stuff away to get it out the door so they can lower their inventories and hopefully get back to profitability later on this year. Matthew McConaughey, Mr. Apolitical, both sides of the fence, is speaking right now live at the White House. It is a joint White House press briefing about gun control. I'll be curious to see what he has to say, because I know that Matthew has a number of guns and he's been a hunter, at least in the past. So I look forward to seeing that real soon. All right, Ukraine. I support Ukraine. It's a terrible tragedy for both sides. We all know that there's young men, especially on the Russian side, that got to be sitting there going, what the hell are we doing here? 35,000 of my brothers have been killed in the last 3 or 4 months. We hope and we pray that there's a peaceful end, but I just saw that the Ukrainians have taken back parts, and I looked up the spelling on this, Severodonetsk, and I probably got it wrong. Severodonetsk. Somebody correct me in the comments. Brutal street fighting. Again, I hope and I pray, and that was the result of the World Bank slashing forecasts because that war is putting a damper on European and Asian growth in particular. So again, I am not here to choose sides. I hope and I pray for a peaceful ending and hopefully soon. All right, what else we got here before I get you into a very featured news article today? I'll get this bipartisan crypto bill. Oh boy, here come the spammers. Come on, you Bitcoin wild maniacs. There's a bill in the Congress that is going to treat crypto, of all things, like a commodity. So think coffee, orange juice, wheat. If it passes, in my opinion, it could be more trouble for crypto, and a lot of those altcoins have gotten absolutely obliterated. So if you're in the crypto space, including Bitcoin, which is hovering around 29.5, you might want to be careful because the more regulation that comes their way, I'm not certain that's going to be bullish long-term. Bitcoin, as a matter of fact, is off 5%. It's having trouble at least 5 times that I've counted, getting through 30,000. If it fails this time and it falls through 26.2, which was its low from a few weeks ago, look out. Here comes the major breakout pivot from a few years ago, which was 19.5. So it's got to hold 26,200 or it's going lower. Kohl's jumps about 10%. They've got a sale in talks to sell the company to somebody called the Franchise Group. That stock was up much more earlier in the day, but it's off a bit now. And I want to round out with an article that I'm going to drill down in, ladies and gentlemen. And again, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell. I usually come out between 4 and 5 p.m. East Coast time. I'm going to do at least 4 or 5 of these a week because I've got to make some money. You've heard that my other client is saying goodbye June 30th, and we don't have nearly enough premium members, but we do have 202. Thank you very much to those who have supported us with $1 a day. Without you, this is not possible, but we need a few hundred more, and we need them fast, so it's trysmallbiz.com. But so that I can earn my $1 a day, here's 5 ways to make borrowing money as cheap as possible. And again, 2 or 3 videos ago, I shared 3 premium members, and there's another one coming up before the end of this video on how they're connected to 300 lenders. So the idle program is shut, at least for now. You got to go look for other money, including a 7A loan at the SBA. You actually work with a bank, Wells Fargo, right up the street from me. They do a lot of 7A loans with the SBA. The rates are 5.5% to 8%, and you can borrow $5 million. And depending on what you do, you can pay it off within 15 to 25 years. So if you got shut out of idle, look at the other 300 lenders that are pinned in the last few comments or videos. And do look at a 7A loan at the SBA. And again, it's not going to take 18 months because you're actually going to work with a bank that knows what the F they're doing. But if you're looking for 5 ways to make borrowing money as cheap as possible, start off by improving your credit score to take advantage of lower rates. We've talked about this before. The Experian Boost can actually jack up your credit by 30 or 40 points, in large part due to the number 2 reason on how you can lower the cost of borrowing money. But you want to get your rates down as low as possible. And you do that by getting your credit score up. And many of you are going to want to work with some of our premium members that I pointed out because they can get your score up before you actually go to the lender and say, hey, I need some money. So get that credit score up. Number 2 on the list, sign up for auto pay. That is something I resisted for many, many years. I was one of those old-fashioned, write the check and send it in. If you do auto pay online, that could add 30 or even 40 points over a 6 to 12 month period. So sign up for auto pay. Make sure that your payments are never late. I've had 1 late payment, 1 in the last 15 years. And I told you I went bankrupt in 2008. But in 2015, I traded in a truck and they were slow to pay it off and they blamed moi for it. That's the only ding I've had in the last 15 years. So you're going to want to make sure you're never late. Most companies give you a 30-day grace period. Pay off your credit card bills in full each month. That definitely helps with Experian, which I check on a regular basis. And number 5 of how to lower the cost of borrowing money is apply to lenders that offer different programs. And in this article, they were talking about SoFi, SOFI. Anytime you can do your car, your health, your home, you can get a lower rate generally with a business loan or line of credit. Which brings me, before I close out today's video, to our premium member of the day. It is Jason Rubin, Rubin Insurance. He is from Sherman Oaks, California. been with us since the very beginning. In fact, sent me a very touching email about a month ago. I appreciate it. He is one that kept going after numerous denials from the SBA and finally got funded. So never give up, ladies and gentlemen. He specializes in Medicare, dental, long-term care, and vision insurance. So do yourself a favor. He'll be pinned in the top comment. Reach out to Jason Rubin Insurance and tell him that Jason sent you. So in barely over 10 minutes time, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, I will perfect this, that we love you, and I hope to see you over at trysmallbiz.com.